Hello, welcome to my ghost walkthrough of Lost Among the Forsaken. This is it, guys, this is the last of the Black Parade lore missions. So the series I've started with the Sound of a Buried is now finally nearing its end, which I'm quite happy about. And to quickly recap, we've mostly been dealing with and getting insight into the criminal underworld of the city in these missions, but sometimes, for example in the Chalice of Souls, we got glimpses of something a bit more sinister. And speaking of the Chalice of Souls, in case you missed that, I've explained a little bit more about the Black Parade lore. So obviously it's not limited to these missions that I've been playing. It's built quite heavily upon the original games, both Thief Gold and Thief 2, so you have to play those to understand what's happening in the campaign. And it's also highly encouraged that you play at least Calendar Cistern and Legacy by Pyrrha, the Ghosts missions, Gathering at the Inn and Mission X, and at least Bad Deaths and Disorientation by Milan. So with that out of the way, let's begin this excellent mission. And let's read the briefing. Last night, Cati asked me to find Harren, one of his informants who recently disappeared into the sealed quarter. He used to work for a group of thieves who operate at the south border of the wall. He was there to gather information about various guilds and irregular activities in town, and he might have found something too dangerous to handle. However, a few days ago, he told Cati about Medwick Tower, a collapsed building in Lower Hillrim, which uncovered ancient catacombs in its fall, and he seemed rather obsessed with the right arm of Saint Lucard, supposedly hidden down there. If I didn't know Cati better, I'd say he's more interested in this holy artifact rather than well-being of Harren. This district of the city was deserted years ago, walled off after an infamous mass in the cathedral. Lower Hillrim is located far enough from it, at the southwest corner of the sealed quarter. I've only heard wild tales about the place and what happened half a century ago. This is a great opportunity to confirm the truth out of these rumors and to find valuable goods people left behind. An associate of mine found an old map of the district for me. Probably not accurate anymore, but it'll have to do. I'll find my way through the wall, following Cati's directions, and make my way through the ruins to the north. If Harren is still alive and the relic is real, I'll find both of them near Medwick Tower. Okay, let's take a look at the objectives. The sealed quarter has a hidden entry point at the southeast, near the district which was known as Lower Hillrim. Find it and enter the sealed quarter. Wars from Bright Cobble tell about some Hammerite catacombs which were recently discovered near Medwick Tower. According to rumors, this would be the resting place of the holy artifact, the right arm of Saint Lucard. Find it and make it yours. Cati doesn't have much hope, but he wants you to find Harren while you're at it, and bring him back if he's still alive. This is quite an opportunity you were given. Let's take advantage of it. Steal at least 2700 worth of valuables. The place is dangerous enough. There is no need to attract attention. Don't kill any human. Once you've found everything you were looking for, get out of the sealed quarter alive. So, I don't need anything from the purchase screen here. 5 water arrows, 3 mass arrows should be enough. I'll get 1 flash bomb, just in case, you know the drill. It's not for the actual run. And I'll also get this contract. An additional request from a collector. So this will spawn an extra objective. So I'll do that right away and explain it. Let's begin by making a real save and take a look at the map as always. So just like in the Whistling of the Gears, the map is quite accurate, but again I wouldn't recommend relying on it primarily for navigation, because you risk getting yourself even more confused. I would recommend exploring the map and looking for landmarks in the environment and then trying to figure out how they connect to each other. And the map can be a nice aid for that, but it's not what you should be using primarily. But let's go over it anyway. The section we're in right now is not marked here, but once we get through some tunnels, we're gonna emerge over here in this little street, and from there I'm gonna go north, and my main objective will be found here near Medwick Tower. However, you need a certain quest item to proceed here, and that's found in Cog Hill, over here. So I'm gonna go east first, like this, get the item, and then loop back around through the northern section of the city to Medwick Tower, get all the objectives I need here, and then get back to the start. So I will refer to the map from time to time, but mostly I'll be looking for landmarks in the environment. Let's read the contract now. I shall be brief. I'm a collector of various treasures and other relics from the glorious reign of Baron Fleming. As you probably know, after the Great Fire of 798 and the scandals following the events of the Sealed Quarter, the scarce remnants from this period are either lost or concealed deep within the vaults of the Hammerite Order and the Barony, out of reach of people like me. Fortunately, the Sealed Quarter remains mostly untouched by the evolution of society and offers me the best option today for gathering objects from this recent past. Therefore, I shall pay you a generous amount for every valuable historical object you should find. Many thanks for your prompt compliance with this request. Master Gerard S. Encham. And this spawns an additional objective, find 6 relics from Baron Fleming's reign. There are actually 8 of them, and I'm gonna get and show you all 8. Now we're gonna listen to a conversation here.
And then he came out of nowhere and called me a truther.
What? You mean Taffer, right?
No, he did say truther. Daryl heard it too.
What the hell is a truther?
Hell if I know. Some kind of trout, maybe? I've been thinking about it for days now. It makes no sense.
I swear these pagans sometimes. Did you give him a good thrashing?
Nah. Happened too quick. He ran off into the woods as soon as he said the word. It took me a while to understand what happened, but I must say it gave me a good laugh.
What the hell is a truther anyway?
Right, so I grabbed the gold goblet here. You have to grab it on your way in here, because once you return from the Sealed Quarter, you won't have enough time to get it. The mission is gonna end in this room, actually. So here we also have a gold candlestick. Total 75. From here it's a straight shot to where we need to go.
This is the place, the entry point to the Sealed Quarter. I better be careful now.
Can't go that way. Right, so now we emerge in the hideout of some thieves that Harren's been working with. Not sure if they have an actual name, their little outfit. These are not Downwinders, it's some other group of thieves. Wayne, Leowell. I have a meeting tonight with Munziger and some other people regarding the Scrappers, Lady Harrington, and the situation with Harren. There might be some trouble with fines coming our way. I take Anson with me, Baxter went to warn our friends of Rubin Street, and Merrin is on his way. You'd better find Harren quick before the situation gets even worse. I won't take responsibility for your lack of judgment. Oswin. So Oswin is the main guy here, it seems. Now in here we have no readables, but we have a bottle of wine on the rafter. And in this room there is a pickable footlocker. There we go, first total 225. And another note. Anson, they forgot to tell you, but there is always an exception to the rules. Case in point, you're asked to let nobody that's not a friend come here. However, if it looks like silent tall men wearing dark cloaks and hoods, you're supposed to let them pass without asking questions. Long story short, it's thanks to them we're not eating rat stew, as they always leave us a big bag of yellow oinkers each time they're back from whatever they're doing in there. Mansegur doesn't need to know anything about this, else he'll want his share or worse, like order us to follow them. Last time someone did that, the following morning we found something we wished we didn't see. I know, it sounds scary, but remember something. Money does not stink, especially if you can buy enough tribes to eat meat every day here. Right, so this is an interesting readable, and I've seen some theories about who these dark and hooded people are, and I've seen someone thinking that these are keepers, and I can tell you right now that no, they aren't keepers, because if the keepers needed to sneak into the sealed section for whatever reason, they wouldn't be striking deals with bandits, you know? They would sneak in and out undetected, as they always do. So that's all I'm gonna say about this for now. We'll see another mention of these guys later in the mission. Here there is nothing to pick up there or down there, so I'm gonna listen to a conversation next.
Curse them scrappers. I heard they tried to steal some coils from a power station near Rubin Street, and one of them fried on the spot.
That'll teach him.
Wish I could have seen it. So, what should we do about Harren?
I don't know, but I ain't going after him no matter what they say. That bloody coward pissed his pants at the sight of a corpse, let alone an undead. And now he runs away to hide himself in the sealed quarter? Yeah, there's something wrong, I'm telling you.
I still can't believe Oswin lashed on us, like 'twas our fault. I'd be tempted to give him a taste of me own sword if Merrin weren't around. That pox-ridden Taffer.
I don't like it. It doesn't feel right. Might be the boy knew something we don't. Maybe it's us that ought to run.
Okay, so this is one of the trickiest sections to sneak through, mostly because of how well lit it is. So I'm actually gonna remove a couple of light sources here. I'm gonna douse that torch and the fire outside. But these are the only two light sources I'm gonna remove in this entire mission. Okay, so let's do this, which will allow me to hide in here. We have some water arrows, for emergencies only, obviously. On this table, we have a power station key, which is very important. You have to grab it or else you won't be able to proceed in the street out there. And 2 coin stacks. 232. Let's read these notes. Keep an eye out for scrappers. A few of these swindlers were seen near Rubin Street a couple days ago, and Baxter is dead certain some of them still hang around Tristan Alley up north. Either fines allowed them to enter the sealed section, or they found a way to sneak in there on their own. Whatever the case, we can't let them see us, or else fines will find out about our business. Trust me, if that happens, you Teffers would rather get caught by hammers and sent to cracks left before Merrin hears about this. Fines would be the least of your worries. If things turn bad, you'd better use powder kegs to get rid of these scoundrels, or you could use them to blow yourself all over the district for all I care. Oswin. Well, we do know that scrappers have been dealing with fines quite openly, so that's not out of the question. And Fines, by the way, is another one of the city wardens, so that's why he's discussed so much here and kinda feared a little bit. Department of Public Works, Work Order, Old Quarter Sealed Section, former Lower Hillram. The power grid control boxes are located in the old public work stations of Cog Hill Market, Aberton Street, Farrier Lane, and Old Waterway. Directive 24S121.4. It is important that all public workstations be marked on the map with the gear icon. It is important that all public workstations be locked at all times to avoid damage. If access is needed, contact the Census Bureau for approbation and to be given a spare key. Permanent emergency lights are added in the close vicinity of all stations. They are to act as landmarks and ease future access. Addendum. Multiple anomalies in the station of Farrier Lane. Some activities were reported despite the rough state of the machines and the abandonment of the place. Avoid the station until further notice. There's also a book here, which is the log of all the corpses delivered here, so that's their business, they dispose of bodies. Messer Leo Deans, stable accident, died a few hours ago, from Grimstock. I'll send Marin for more info. Claude Black and Cletus Black, shop owners killed in their sleep. Slit throats, looks like the work of the Glassmakers Guild. Guy paid a hefty price, so I won't ask any further this time. Burr Little Thumbs, drowned, can't tell when, it was unbearable, brought by some worm biters from Green Bay. What's wrong with them? They pulled him from the sea and brought him all the way here. Gary Makepeace Hayes, strangled, well-known scam artist, probably pissed off their own lord, good riddance I guess. Unknown woman, no info whatsoever. Salpaters, they remain silent but forgot to hide the sigils on the jackets. Marin on his way, amateurs. Captain Cyward Dickens, lost a duel to Duchess Shambridge, captain of the guard, 3 days ago. Something fishy, or else they wouldn't require our services. He woke up sooner than expected, I almost lost Wayne. They paid twice the price for that. Some beggar, killed by Marin on his way out. We must be more cautious. Now I'll have to figure out if it was morbid curiosity or if he spied on us. Manfred Chansey, stabbed multiple times yesterday. Dimwits working for Donahue art dealers. They found him dying in the streets as he left Sutchime. It took us some effort to keep a straight face. Lady Genevieve Harrington. A tough one, probably involves the last of Broadwick's men. It's going to bring some chaos among the nobility, the least I know the better. On second thought, I may have to tell Manziger about her. Apparently she had a valuable ring on her, could be evidence for a crime. None of my concern, but I should have been more thorough. It could have been a nice bonus for my trouble. Well, we'll keep that in mind. So you can actually pick up these powder kegs and throw them. If you can find any use for that. Okay, so we've checked off entering the sealed quarter. Be careful with the cart, because if you
So this is where they get...
land on it, it's gonna fall over. It actually can fall over even if you go near it, so just stay away from it. So up on this rooftop is a gold goblet, total 257. And to get down, you wanna land on this pipe here. Here we go. That's exactly what I didn't want. Okay, let's try to go like
So this is where they get rid of compromising evidence. I know a few wardens who would pay a good price to know about that.
So the woman who had a ring is right here. Total 357. Now, we've entered the sealed quarter, right? So now we can look at the map a little bit. So these 3 lines correspond to the 3 buttresses right here, and here we have the power station, which, as was said in the readable, is marked with the gear icon on the map. So we have to go in there, but first there is some more stuff to read and pick up in here. Mathas. The City Council is deeply grateful for the efforts of your men in the construction of the Great Wall in Lower Hilram. Do not surrender to fatigue, for your work is of the greatest urgency. Both Gileth's section of the wall and yours remain fragile, but everything goes as expected, and it is only a matter of time before we regain our city. Yandros and his men made great progress, so much so they do not need protection anymore. Therefore, we have sent their guards to accompany your men, as well as the contingent of Hemorites, to heal your wounded and bless your efforts. Upon completion of the wall, you shall inherit a title as promised, and all the workers shall receive each an acre of good land as a reward from Baron Fleming. The city counts on you, do not fail us in our hour of need. Lord Witzeman, Lord Mayor of the Old Quarter. So that readable is over 50 years old, it would seem. Up here is another piece of loot. Gold candlestick. Total 407. And then you can get down by landing on this slope. Landing on sloped surfaces, you can usually avoid taking any damage. Now let's climb this and loot this store. We have 2 statues and a money box. Total 512. Over on this side of the street they shouldn't see you. It's far enough. So they can first alert, but nothing more than that. Now, in this little building there is no loot.
Locked. I guess I'll need to open it from the power station nearby.
Yes. There is this portcullis, which prevents us from going any further into the sealed quarters, so we have to use the power station first. This is one of the 3, and I'm not gonna use this one, but just keep it in mind for now. What I wanna do instead is climb here and get into this house. Here we have an artifact and a ring. Till 632. And to get out, just go the same way you came. There we go. Over here, you can descend without taking any damage. Now, let me show you what's down here. I don't need to go this way, but just to show you around, this basically loops back to the power station as well, through the small section of the sewer. So nothing there. Over here, the power station is that way. And this is another portcullis, which separates this section from the rest of the sewer. Now, I won't be using the sewer in this walkthrough at all, because it can be quite confusing to navigate, but more importantly, it doesn't really offer any strategic advantage. At least, I wouldn't say that it does. It's not safe, there are some zombies in there, and there might be even more the further you get into the mission. So I just recommend sticking to the streets, and you should be good. So this is another one of the work orders, we read this already. So let's flip this, and I'm gonna use the 3rd way to proceed into the quarter, which is right there, and I can get some more loot along the way. Over through that vent. Let's read these first. Public proclamation by Lord Witsiman, Lord Mayor of the Old Quarter, with the benediction of Baron Fleming, in the 16th year of his reign. Once in a lifetime opportunity, let it be known that Baron Fleming, in his utmost generosity, allows the district of Lower Hillram to erect a magnificent rampart that will protect it from the flood and shame the Silver Wall of Zurich. Volunteers must apply to the local bailiff or to Mathas's stonemason guild. Generous tax cuts and compensation will be given as rewards upon completion. Beware of the wine flu. The citizens of the district of Lower Hillram are earnestly advised to respect the curfew in place in order to stop the spreading of the dangerous paganic disease. The inhabitants are asked to report any trouble or symptoms to the local St. Lucard Church for healing and salvation. So this is where the gate was. It's I'm not sure what this building is. It looks kinda Hammerite-ish. maybe a factory. But behind this crate you have a silver nugget, total 682, and we can continue this way. So we have now emerged in the next section of the sealed quarter, which is the old waterway. I can't go this way. I like this crooked building. Looks like it's falling over. That's gonna be my way forward, but first let me show you what's here. First of all, here we have a goblet, total 697. This building just loops back around to where we came from, so the portcullis was here, right? So we can get back to the starting section. And down below here we can see the canal and the zombie. I'll get to that area in just a minute and show you around. So continuing from here, let's first get in here and grab an ancient chisel. That's one of 8 relics that we have to find. There is nothing else in this shop. Here we have a sleeping zombie who has a purse, and if you're quick enough, you can grab it and get away with just a groan from him. Total 717. Over here is an old manor. Right, notice there is nothing here. We'll get back to that. Let's read this. Robert John Marmaduke. The Sir requested that we all take measures to preserve his family's legacy and ordered all the servants to aid in the removal of all the manor's valuables that can be saved. While I won't discuss the Sir's wishes, I fear some of the servants of less than high morals will try to smuggle food or resources. This means you are expected to search and escort the serfs off the premises once their task is finished. Tell them that any attempt to profit from the dire situation we're in will result in hanging, as per noble law. Also let it be known that the Sir asked me to retrieve what's left in his secret cellar, but forgot to tell me exactly where it is and how to open it. That means one of you has to fetch a poleaxe and help me find this bloody room, Captain. Okay, so there is a secret cellar somewhere in here, and you can kind of see the outline of the secret door. So the switch for that is behind this crate. And there is a lot of loot in here, it's something like 500.
I don't mind if I do.
So we have 6 bottles of wine, 3 on each side. We have 4 goblets. One of them has fallen to the floor. A vase and a candlestick, total 1227. Definitely a good place to hit. And once you do it, there's gonna be a zombie here. So there are things in this mission that change when you take certain loot pieces or quest items, and the more you play, the more zombies are gonna be in the streets. And some of them may even change their behavior patterns. So I need to go there next. So let me show you what's down here first. Get rid of this guy. So this just takes you back to the canal. So we were up there just a couple of minutes ago. And I don't need to go to this section at all because there is no loot. There are some water arrows if you need them, but nothing else to pick up. And it's quite an extensive section of the city. You can even get to some rooftops and enter a collapsed building, which is somewhere near here, like this one, for example. But Not much for me to pick up here, so I'm not gonna go this way. Right. Before descending down here, let's check out this ledge. It looks like there is nothing to stand on here, but you can round this corner without falling. In this room, we have Hilram glasses, that's the second out of 8 relics, and a candlestick, 1277. Okay, well, looks like you can fall down, so the key here is to round this corner quickly enough not to do that, which I'm failing miserably at. Okay, so to get down here without taking damage, just land on this roof. Here we have another power station, so we made our way over here. This is where the another sewer section is, and here we can get a piece of loot. At the end here, there is a sleeping zombie with a purse, so again, if you're fast enough, you can grab it and get away. Total 1297. This takes you back to the rest of the sewer. Not gonna go that way. This will take us to Eldridge Castle, namely to this section of it, and it goes straight to Farrier Lane and Medwick Tower. So, like I said, I don't need to go there just yet, so now I'm gonna turn right and head east to Cog Hill. So, this way. Here there is just a readable. Harren, I doubt you'll ever read this letter, but tough it. I won't be able to help you get out of Cutty's grasp. I've been waiting for days now, you took too long. I think there is some creature in the streets, something else. It knows where I am, it's hunting me, I can feel it in my guts. I'll make a run for it. I'll give you whatever info I gathered. The catacombs are west of the collapsed tower in Farrier Lane, a bit north from here. There is that weird door I can't seem to open, and something odd with the sarcophaguses. Might be there is a link, but I couldn't find it in time. I told you it was a bad idea from the start. But there is no way back now. If I make it out alive, I'll wait for you at the Brass Goose as usual. I hope we'll meet again, pal. So that's a very recent readable. Okay, can't go this way. There's also nowhere to rope up here, so let's continue. Under this crate, we have a cache of loot. Total of 1493. We can learn more about this cache of loot later, but I'm grabbing it right now just to avoid backtracking. I want to replace the crate, even though I don't have to. There we go. Let's make a real save. Over here you can rope up. The parts under the window are wood. Here we have an artifact. And the sapphire vase. That's the third out of 8 relics. Right. be careful with this zombie. Because this guy can be quite dangerous. Okay, so let me try to trigger his behavior. Yeah, see? Once he's alerted, he starts moving like an actual human or a hunt. And he's a master swordsman. So this guy doesn't mess around. So yeah, he doesn't behave like a normal zombie. Not sure why he didn't change his movement the first time I alerted him. So nowhere to go from here, have to get down here. Nothing but over in this little house, which is also quite easy to identify. There is a piece of loot up here. Statue, total 1553. Right. This will take us to a section of town we haven't seen yet, so I'm not gonna go there for now. I'll show it to you later. We have to go that way. Over here you see a zombie, and that zombie has a purse on his belt. It's not that often that you see zombies carrying money. So I'm gonna have to get that. Here we go. Now, we are already over here at Cog Hill. Over this way there is nothing really, there is a sleeping zombie. And you can get up over here and up there, but there is nothing. Down here is this collapsing bridge, which, as I said, collapses if you try to cross it. So don't do that, but it can serve as a nice landmark, right? When you see it, you know what it is. And finally, up on this rooftop is a silver nugget. Here we go, 1623. So that's everything, and we can now head into Cog Hill Market. Let's do it this way. So this window is by far the best way in. There is the gate there, but it's locked.
Oh, I hate this place. The mold gives me a hard time breathing, the rust catches all my gear, and the stench is unbearable.
Yeah, you'll get used to it. No one likes this place, but remember, you didn't have much choice, like the rest of us.
Well, I did have a choice. This or Knavesbury. I knew I should have gone to Reuben instead. Say, have you heard about the catacombs they found out near the fallen tower?
Medwick Tower? Stop. I know what you're thinking. It's not worth it.
Oh, don't be a pansy now. Who knows what riches await us down there? It could be our way out of this accursed place.
Have you seen what happened in the church? I'm telling you, this strait's lost to the trickster himself, and I ain't going nowhere near it. The tower this size doesn't collapse on its own, and if no one knew about these catacombs before, it must be for a good reason. If you're fool enough to go back there, it'll be without me.
Fine.
Scrappers. So much for an abandoned place. I didn't know they could leave Bright Cobble to operate somewhere else.
I like the dust in this room. It's really atmospheric. The freaks you met near Tristan Alley, Black Hoods and all, you know the ones I'm talking about. Don't tell anyone, hell, don't even think about them. Avoid them like the plague. The less we know about them, the longer we'll keep our heads. Remember what they discovered at the Hotry Manor the other day? Same kinda deal here, maybe worse, so you'd better not get us involved with them. Keep an eye out. If you spot one of them near the hideout, warn everyone and run for your life. I'm dead serious. Okay. So, here is that gate I was talking about. You can open it here and without, so it's right here. This is where we entered. This here will be my way out of the Scrapper's hideout once I'm done. It just loops back around to the collapsing bridge. The rest I'm gonna show you now. Gov, the boss forgot to tell you. Godric used to rewire all the doors and lights around here, but he messed up the portcullis, which leads to the sewers. And since he's turned into ashes, we'll have to deal with it for a while. It's still wired to that old stupid security system, meaning it locks itself when the power goes out. There is already a locked door down there, but keep an eye on it. If you see or hear anything coming from below, just shut the power and the portcullis should seal the access. Sure, the guys out there will end up in the dark, but at least they'll know something up at the hideout. Okay, so this is the locked door. It leads to the sewers. We don't need to go there, but over on the other side here is a silver nugget. Level 1673. So this is then the Cog Hill Depot.
I'm getting too jumpy.
First of all, I wanna catch that guy. So that's Craster. He's the main guy here. He has Craster's key, which we're gonna need. And you can easily recognize him by his voice. He sounds like Ramirez.
Maybe I should send some muscle after the stone group. Think the taxes will get covered.
Then be careful with the statue, because it can fall over and actually alert people to hunt mode. And of all the footlockers here, the only one with anything of value is one in this corner. 1773. Now behind these crates is an artifact, so let's move them out of the way real quick. There it is. Total 1793. Nobody notices the crates magically shifting their positions, so we're good. Over here is a lot of equipment, including some holy water, in case you need it. This guy right here has a healing potion, which is one of the pickpockets, so I'm definitely going for all of those. And in this room, have a gold goblet, total 1818, and more importantly, this note. I think Haskell hides his share out of loot from us. Did you notice how he barely brings anything to the table every week? Well, yesterday he claims when we ran from the church, he lost the coins we found in the well near Barrow's End, that slimy, smelly swill. Remember the stables east of the floodgates? He always volunteers to go patrol and light the torches over there, despite the gut-tearing stench. I bet you this is the place he hides his stash. Given the opportunity, I'll go search the place from top to bottom, and if I find anything of value, he gets an unfortunate neck-breaking accident. By the way, I moved our own stash, just in case. It's under a crate in Elbridge Street now. So we have found this already, and it was there from the get-go. Haskell's stash, however, only appears in the mission once you read this note. Right, so I'm not sure why it's rigged this way, but it is what it is. So the stables in question are here, right north from where we are right now. That's gonna be my next goal once I'm done in Cog Hill.
What's that? Don't try to run!
Okay, didn't hear that guy. Okay, I did read this, right? Gonna do it again just in case.
Strange noise.
Here, 2 footlockers that just have equipment, but there is also a gold candlestick. Total 1868. And over by the fireplace, there is Craster's journal, which I wanna read, and 1 more goblet.
Someone behind me?
So the goblet, 1883. Still no news of Slint, Teffer's gone for good. I've lost 3 men this past 2 months, if you count Godric. I'd better find something good, so the others won't plot a mutiny on me. The boys made a good catch today. They hauled one of these decorated street lamps from McDermott pit. A few lamps here and there shouldn't hurt us. We spent all day scraping the metal out of this little beauty for our own extra ingots. With that lamp, we picked up enough iron to send another shipment to the Ogress. I broke my file. I had to use my own fingernails to do the work today. I swear I'll use the merchant's own teeth to do the job when I'm back in Bright Cobble. Azim whined again about the flickering light that gave him headaches. I told him to pull his fingers out of his hairy arse and see for himself how to shut them off. Like I'd step out of our shelter in the dark. Lomi discovered a hidden wine cellar in Old Waterway, undamaged and ripe for plunder. He brought back 2 fine vintages from Solania, a Chateau Grenouillet 789 and the Red Anonier 742. Too bad this one tasted like piss and vinegar. We'll have to go back there and gather as many bottles as possible. Even though they didn't age well, I know a couple collectors who would sell their mothers for one of these, so we already raided that wine cellar. We found how to get into St. Lucar Church today. Morton and Haskell scalded their hands when they tried to lift one of the leaden statues. It became suddenly white hot. Stank of smoke and brimstone, demonic whispers, we ran like the trickster himself was on our tail. When Lurger came back, he found the church engulfed in unholy flames, with something dancing inside it. We won't go back there ever again. In the end, we barely brought back some trinkets and a few books. Might be there was something. What a waste of time that was. So this is interesting. We're gonna find this stuff in their warehouse. Tellard and Sylvia should show up tomorrow. We'll prepare shipment 129. Vizim came back this morning white as a sheet. Someone tried to ambush him in the old power station of Thoran Floodgates, a hair-brained priest wearing a mask who reeked like a Burrick shite by his own words. It looks like the tales about Father Plodder were true after all. At least we know why the lights are still on in this world. Even in death and solitude, the hemorrhoids work themselves to the bones. So we're gonna see Father Plodder soon. It's just a zombie wearing a mask, but it's pretty funny.
Hey, Talent brought word from Nail House. Sir Bracken died last Father's Day.
What? Again?
Yeah, for real this time.
I like that weasel. He was such a good man. I used to work for him back in the day.
I know. He got involved with Caswell's guild and tried to outsmart Webster on some shipment. Guess it didn't go as planned.
Caswell, huh? I tell you what, as soon as I've paid my debt to Desmond, I'll find my way out to Dayport and take care of those bastards.
Going against Webster? Have you lost your mind? I know Sir Bracken's been good to you, and you served him well, but when you look to follow someone 6 feet underground, you serve nothing but your own demise.
Now, that's nobly spoken. Did you catch a fever or something? I know you've been stuck in here for a while, but I ain't some tavern wench you need to impress.
I confess, I mistook you for some maiden, all right. Though not as fair as the rotten pieces of meat I see walking out here.
Taff off, you lousy loiter sack.
I gotta say, I really like the phrase, you lousy loiter sack. So, this lousy loiter sack here has a purse.
What was that
Don't
noise?
know, 1983. And this guy goes into the cave. So there is a piece of loot here to pick up. There is a silver nugget. 2033. This cave. Okay. Yeah, there are some fallen... My goodness. There is some crap falling from the ceiling here, so be careful. But basically this loops back around once again to this collapsing bridge. Not gonna go this way because I don't have to, and having died 2 times, I can get the hint. Thank you very much. So let's make a real save. If you need some more holy water, there is some in that footlocker. This is the warehouse, we need the key for that, and it's in Craster's room, which I'm gonna go to next. Let's read this. Rules to follow. Blame me all you want, I don't care, it's for our own good. Keep all the doors and windows shut at all times. Keep your mouth shut when you're in an expedition. When you're done with a room or a building, paint a cross on its door. Make sure no one or nothing follows you on your way back to the hideout. Signal your arrival by knocking on the doors or the portcullis 3 times in a row. Someone will be assigned on guard duty every 2 days. He must keep an eye on the main gate of the market, the access to the sewers and the tunnel. Don't touch the lights. There is something worse than dealing with dead walkers. Dealing with dead walkers in complete darkness. If you mess up out there, not only you gamble with your life, but put everyone else at risk. I'll have none of that. Alright, you taffin idiots, more rules. Keep all the doors and windows shut at all times, don't lock your friends outside. Keep your mouth shut when you're in an expedition, unless you need to warn the others. I'm done with the bickering. If you find anything valuable, bring it to me and we'll share the loot among us. Don't touch the power station. Godric messed up in Rubin Street. He was competent enough and got smashed against the ceiling all the same. To help Slint find his way back, we'll light the torches and place lanterns in the neighborhood. Right, so in here we have Hilram Pendant, which is the 4th out of 8 relics. Have a purse in this footlocker. And 3 coin stacks. $22.56. We also have a key, the warehouse key, and 3 readables. This is just a shipping manifest. As always, keep us any little gold you find. 5 old paid us 3 crates in advance, you better get busy. Craster, we finally found some info about the Serpentile Torque hidden deep within the sealed quarter. I know the tip came from the drunkard Wilbert, however, Messer Rumthor did some research and found an old ledger mentioning it as a wedding gift. According to the info we gathered, it belonged to the McCaffrey family, who still owns a small mansion in a barren side street west of the Cathedral Street drawbridge. Their grandfather died at the infamous mass which started the whole thing, and it is likely the Serpentile Torque is still in the mansion, among other things. I need to plan an expedition over there, but it's way too dangerous at the moment. If you ever try to get close to the cathedral, try to gather as much information as you can. I know a handful of collectors who would pay a fortune for it. I don't care what Alistair told you, he'll pay for it, like it or not. He asked for a large gear. We spent a week trying to find one. We had to break into the old mill of all the places. We lost Slint on the way, Builder knows what happened to him. Then Lomi got injured trying to remove it from its socket. And finally, it took us 2 days to bring it back to the warehouse. And now Alistair doesn't want it anymore? Curse him. We didn't go through all this for naught. Send Teller to ravage his shop and leave him a message. Either he pays, or he deals with the mummers and ends up in the sealed quarter, nailed to a door like the old decrepit owl he is. See. Alright, that's everything in here. So let's enter the warehouse now. There is one guard inside who has a randomized patrol, so he can be a little bit difficult. He also has another copy of the warehouse key, which I wanna pickpocket. In this crate there are 3 nuggets and the ring. 2506. Another shipping manifest here, and the note. Joram, stop asking for nails, you dimwit. Most of them are too rusty to be salvaged, and you got no idea the ruckus it takes to gather them. Lomi got chased by 3 undead because of it, not worth it. You can find a deal with Father Haroldo or even Lord Tudor for all I care, but as long as I'm in knee-deep into this place, we'll do it my way in here. No more nails. So, this mission takes place at least half a year after the Whistling of the Gears. I wonder if Father Haroldo is still barricaded in his church over there. That would be kinda hilarious. Here is an old bracelet. That's the 5th out of 8 relics. A candlestick. Right here, so there is the guy. Let's get the key off him. In this side room, there is a purse. No, don't go here. That was pretty close.
I saw something.
Finally here we have a whole bunch of loot.
Guess it was nothing.
Including this necklace here. Total 30-50. And we also have the Builder's Scriptures. So that's not one of the relics. This is actually the quest item I was talking about, which we're gonna need in the catacombs near Medwick Tower. And that's the main reason I came here first. So that's everything in the warehouse.
Did I just see what I think I saw?
And also everything in the scrapper's hideout, actually, so we can now head out of here.
What's going on over there?
That's one of the guys who was involved in the conversation.
I don't see anything now.
Wasn't expecting him.
Just the windows.
Right. Good. Let's make a real setup here. So like I said, we get out this way. And obviously you don't want to step on the bridge, but you can jump over it and land here. Let me try that again. You can do that without making noise. Actually, I'm gonna have to wait for that zombie to get out of there anyway, because there is nowhere to hide. But yeah, basically that's not that difficult of a jump. The sweet spot for landing without making noise is quite big. Here we go. Third try, not too bad. That's gonna be our way forward, but first let's go here. Careful with this zombie. And you wanna rope up to this building. Here we have a ring. 2150. This will take you to the section of the city we haven't seen yet, so I'll show you that later. And if you go this way, through this collapsed staircase, you're gonna end up here. So this should look familiar. This is where we entered Cog Hill. So here we have this section of the street that looks very similar to the ones you can see in Assassins. And this is gonna be my main landmark from this point. You don't need to go there. So now we're approaching the stables. And you can hear someone walking around here, so that's Haskell.
Did I just see what I think I saw?
If you haven't read the note, in the hideout he won't be here.
Damn rats around here.
But neither would the loot that he's guarding.
Now that's a foul smell.
So there it is, a purse. It's worth 200. Quite valuable. Total 33.50. That's a bad place to hide.
I thought I saw something.
So here we also have a note. Captain and Witsiman could both go sit on a heated plate and sing 48 verses of Slagermus Maiden for all I care. I ain't going back anywhere near the cathedral. That mass was really a mess. I even lost my trouser. However, I came up with the smartest plan of all. The Reporo family abandoned their manor. We could cause a ruckus near McDermott Pit, lead the monsters to Bassett and his men, and discreetly go in the manor and steal everything peacefully while they fight. We could spend so many nights at the pub afterward. You're in? Okay. Time for another real save. This next area can be a little bit tricky. It's really well lit, but you can hide here and kinda gauge the surroundings. So let me show you this. We've now approached the area of Thorin floodgates. And first of all, if you rope up here and go through this building, you're gonna loop back around to here, where we picked up the ring. So here we go. You can use the door, by the way, you don't have to go through the window. This zombie here has a purse, so I'm gonna have to get it. And if you go left here, or to the south, you're gonna loop back around to this place, once again. Right, but there is nothing to pick up except that some purse from a zombie. So I recommend sticking to the right or the north here, which is a more safe area. And first we can get into this room. Here we have the Old Meister medal, which is the 6th out of 8 relics, and we have checked off our objective. And 2 diamonds. 35.50. I like this shrine here. It's creepy and beautiful. Now if you stick to this wall, here you should be fine. You can use the canal to move around quietly. But I still need to find that zombie with the purse. So that's not the guy. That's the guy. Let's see. No, I can't get it now, because he's on his way here. You can jump onto these walls. You don't have to go in the water anywhere, so that's good. Can we maybe do it this way? There we go. 35.70. Nice. So you don't have to actually go up there, that's also part of the streets. Where we need to go is in here, in this power station. here we have Father Plodder. Hammerite zombie wearing a mask. But there is nothing to pick up or do here, so this is just a transitional area, sort of. And from here we're gonna actually emerge near Medwick Tower already. So coming up on our main objective here. Time for another real save. First of all, here is a silver nugget. Total 3620. If you go out this way, either here or here, this will take you to the collapsed tower. Not gonna go that way. I wanna head upstairs and pick up some more stuff. Okay, let's wait for this guy. I thought he was going the other way. He has a randomized patrol, I think. It's gonna be funny if he comes this way now. Okay, good. So here we have a gold candlestick and an ancient fire poker. That's the 7th out of 8 relics. Nothing else.
Medwick Tower, or what's left of it. I may find something valuable among the ruins.
Right, so we finally arrive at Medwick Tower. So, this area, we emerged from here. Now, this area can be quite confusing because a collapsed tower obviously is just a giant mess, but there are 3 pieces of loot around here, so let's get all of them. Let me actually show you this guy first. This is some kind of a fire demon who normally moves very slowly, but once he's alerted... Come on, dude, alert. He's gonna spaz out and become really fast and chase you relentlessly, so he can be really deadly. It's better not to get seen by him at all. Right, so 3 pieces of loot. First of all, we have an artifact in this piece of the tower. In the next piece, we have the gold candlestick near this fire. And in the last section, have to... No, you have to climb. Come on, Garrett. Okay, climb like this. Almost, Garrett. Come on, my dude, you can do it. Okay, anyway, you can kinda reach it like here. That's the 3rd piece of loot. The rug. Total 3890. There we have a fire shadow who doesn't belong or behave like a normal fire shadow. He's actually gonna shoot fireballs at you. But... oh my god. So yeah, he's gonna shoot fireballs at you, but he's quite easy to avoid. Which I hope to show you in a few minutes. So I see this fire demon down there. line of sight here before I save. Over in this building, you don't have to jump to it this way. It's just faster. Well, actually, I can show you. You can also rope up to it. Like this. There is the wood beam. So that would be a little bit easier. Okay, so that was just the first alert. Good. Okay, I guess I'll wait for that guy to pass through so that I have more of a room to breathe here before I make the jump. Here we go. Now we can climb this. So this is that wood beam from above. And over in this window, there is a readable, but there is also a necklace, really well hidden. Total 4090. Coleman, I know this is not a mere flu, rather a paganic curse. Maester Gilbert told me so before the hammers took him to the Stonemasons Guild. I have never seen him so distressed, even though he's dealt with so many diseases and poisons before. My love, I'm begging you, think it through and renounce this folly. This wall they want us to build is a deception. Let's flee together from this accursed city. I don't want to lose you. Griselda. Right, so down below you can see the big hole, which is our way to the catacombs. But before I go there, there is one more piece of loot to pick up here. Over in that tower. So we can rope up like this. Go. There is a crate here which you can use to get into the tower a little bit easier. It's quite helpful. Here we go. Tiara. Total 4215. To get down without taking damage, you can actually go this way and land here. Then here. The fire shadow won't see you, don't worry. That pool of water is another way back into the sewers. So we don't need that. This way is gonna loop you back around to this area once again. So this mission really isn't that big, if you think about it. It's just really dense and interconnected. So because of how it's built, it can feel really extensive. Just smart design. But yeah, if you know the map and how to get around, you can get anywhere in less than a minute, I'd say. So let's get down here finally. So there's gonna be some caskets here. And apologies in advance for butchering all these names. So first of all, we have 4 caskets which are references to members of Fayade Industries, and each of them has a gold hammer. Edricus Cabicus, Grand Architect and founder of the Soot Order. Brother Gillimus Edefra, Holy Writer of Ficulence and Protector of Forbidden Symbolism. Father Romulus Sakelis, Holy Knight of Steel Summit and Velvetic Philosopher. Jordanis F. Magus, Grand Engineer and Blessed Member of the Flame. Okay, so 4 hammers bring the total to 4615. I'm gonna show you the middle level after I'm done down below. So first of all, here we have Harren. If you go near him, there is a good chance you'll trigger the objective and also comment from Garrett, and 4 or 3, I'm not sure, haunts are gonna spawn. So I don't want that. I'm gonna do that as the last thing after I've grabbed everything else here. You can trigger the objective like this. So find out what happened to Harren. The haunts won't spawn unless Garrett gives the comment.
There goes Harren. Looks like Cuddy'll need someone else to do his errands.
So if you wanna avoid spawning the haunts altogether, you can do that. But I'll spawn them just to add some extra spice. Give the first and second sons thy holy tool, for they shall guide the third and open the path. Give the mother thy holy blessing, and the father thy holy scripture, for they shall grant faith to the stranger. So that's an instructions of how to open the sepulchre. We're gonna need these 2 ancient hammers, that's the holy tools they refer to. So now let's see what we have on the middle level here. Lativia Mikas, Holy Mother of Thewas and Great Healer of the Iron Seal. So that's the mother, we have to bless her casket. Let's actually do that right away. The Holy Font is right here. And you'll know that you're doing things right when you hear that breathing sound. Behind her casket is also an artifact, total 4690. So here we have Father Citrio Gregorius, Order of the Copper Quill, Grand Patriarch of St. Lucard Library, Eastern philosopher and holy founder of Clastricism doctrine. Right, so the father gets the Holy Scripture, which we picked up in Cog Hill. And if you come here first, I guess you will learn that you need the Holy Scripture, but there is no indication as to where to get it. Brother Brucus Seneca, third protector of the 2 divines, Silver Gatekeeper of the Order of Clapicism. So we don't have to do anything here, but we can pick up the Antique Rosary, which is the 8th and final relic. So see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And finally, Brother Hadrius Servidus, first son of Epidicus Servidus, Holy Knight of Piety and Grand Deacon of Hamerite Elysium. So that's the first son. Have a holy tool, my dude. Brother Calipho Valerius, second disciple of Sibyphus, and blessed member of the Gold Anvil, Grand Apostle of Saint Cabicus. Right, so once you do all that, the sepulchre is gonna open. This is a cool place. I like the lighting effect here. And you can kinda see the path here, which you wanna take. If you go right or left, you're gonna fall down. So here is the Saint Lucard's right arm, and once you grab it, you gotta make it out in time before the door closes.
Damn, that was close. Time to leave this place now.
You have enough time, but it's still possible not to make it in time. So we have checked off this objective.
There goes Harren. Looks like Cuddy'll need someone else to do his errands.
And this one. So now we've done everything we have to. We gotta get out and head back to where we entered the sealed section. it's not too difficult to pass all these haunts. Up above there is also gonna be an apparition who wasn't there before. There he is. So to get out of here, I wanna rope up this place. Can be kinda hard to see it from down here. So just to show you, it overlooks the Medwick Tower like this. You're actually supposed to approach it this way. So we're stationed right here then. So this takes us back to Eldridge Castle. There's a zombie in here, and the last piece of loot. Eldrin, total 4790, so that's all the loot in the mission. Make another real save just in case. This guy has a randomized patrol. Each time I reload, he changes what he does. So here is a log of all the people who have been jailed here. And the note. Upon Lord Whitsimon's request, all able working prisoners are to be sent to Methos Stoneracing Guild. All the garrisons in Lower Hillram are requisitioned. They are to be sent as reinforcements to Bright Cobble and Grimstock. By the build, the city has gone mad. And here... come back to the area we've been to before, except this zombie wasn't here. So yeah, now we just have to retrace our steps, basically, to get back to where we came from. You don't have to go this exact way. Like I said, there are 3 ways to get back to the starting area. And in this street we now have a zombie who wasn't here before. It can be kind of difficult to pass, especially with all the lights. So I'm gonna try to do it like this. Let's turn this off. Now, occasionally, you'll see the lights come back on sporadically and then go out. That's intended. That's kind of made for a spook factor. There's also an apparition here who weren't there before. So yeah. Now it's a little hard to see, but gotta be careful with that. There is the wood beam here that I wanna jump over to. Here we go.
Huh? I'm getting too jumpy.
That guy is gonna be standing in front of the fire, so we can pass him. You can get down here without taking damage, but it's inconsistent. It's better to use a rope arrow and just retrieve it like this. And here we go. Mission complete in 48 minutes, 38 seconds. We found all the loot. 4790, picked all 8 pockets and 11 lugs. That's actually the lowest you can get it to if you go for all the loot in the mission. So yeah, this was the last of the Black Parade lore missions. And I'm gonna take a small break now. I have some busy days coming up, but I'm not quitting making walkthroughs, so I'll be back. I already know which missions I want to do next, but that might be in 2, maybe 3 weeks. I don't know. So, thanks for watching and thanks for sticking with me. And I see you when I see you. Take care for now.